questions. You got Nash in the building.
Got Ash in the building.
So Ash, what you got for us today?
Today I got people who tend to force situations and things that does not need to be forced, like relationships. Like people need to know when to part ways and when the situation is done.
Okay.
You know, you may have exhausted all possibilities as far as working a situation out, and at some point people gotta really understand that it's now you're forcing it. You know, especially when it comes to relationships. I see a lot of people forcing things as far as like sticking and staying when they don't have to stay. As far as like children, a lot of people find themselves stuck in situations that they have no business being in based on the basis of a child. And sometimes it's more so like to agree to disagree and part ways, because a lot of the times the children are oftentimes as they get older they get to see how toxic or how the relationship really wasn't working, forcing things that shouldn't be. And if that's the foundation of it all, then why are you sticking and staying?
That's an interesting one. Especially when you say about the children. Many times, and I'm guessing this can go back to like in our younger days and things like that, because a lot of times now people could care less about them kids. Certain people, majority of people, like, I'm out, right? But back in the day, parents stuck together because they wanted to give them kids that, oh, look at my mom and dad under one household, and that was the way of things, back in the day. But honestly, it really taught people how to stick and stay in things that's not healthy for them, right? You showed your kids like coping skills that wasn't really coping skills. And I'm gonna tell, that's my dad, he paid the bills, it don't matter, my mom's do the cooking and cleaning, or even though my mom and dad argue and fight all day. I mean, that's what people do, don't they? Because they normalized it, right? This is my normal. It's not dysfunction to someone coming and tell you that doesn't go like that. That's not how a mother and father and relationships go. For me, I feel like you can never just simply stay together for like a kid or like a thing, right? If it's not like a genuine, like a mutual thing, and we both in it because we want to be in it, we fighting for it, we calling each other on our stuff, and constantly doing like redirecting and actually using those active listening skills and be like, listen, you made me feel like this, I don't like when you said this, and actually communicating and talking about it, right? But to force yourself into a situation is like, gotta be like the unhappiest thing ever. Like, oh my God, girl, I gotta go home. I'm dreading going home. I'm putting in extra OT at the office because I don't want to go home to my reality. And it's like, too often people feel like, oh my God, girl, I put in years with him. Oh, because I don't really hear men say that. I more so hear females say that. Like, I'm not allowing no one else to, take what I build him up. Ain't another woman reaping those benefits off the man that I got together. And it's like, it's already tainted. The damage is already done. And it's like, yes, you don't want to feel like you wasted years and time, but do you want to waste a 5 or 10 more? You know what I mean? Just because you're scared somebody else is going to get it. But honestly, what are they getting? What are they getting? I mean, like, when you really like dissect the whole situation, what are they getting? Excuse me. But what are they getting at the end of the day? Like the disrespect, the disregarding, not being attended to. What are they really getting when it's all said and done? Like, of course, and sometimes we often go back to the beginning stages of a relationship and be like, oh my God, like, I remember when, and those are the little things that people tend to hold on to make themselves feel better about the turmoil that the relationship is in now. And oftentimes, you deal with people and then you see, you know what? And it don't even be years in. This not for me. But you still keep trying. You see their potential. You see the things that you talked about in the beginning. So you keep trying to work and hold on to that. But then when you look up, years has passed you by. You could have been off happy with somebody else.
And you stand in the same position that you were
in
years prior. And that be the thing. People think that they can change people. And that's the problem. When somebody's really willing, ready and able and really wants to make something work, they're going to put forth the effort
all day long
into making these different changes and compromising and making sure these different things work. And oftentimes you find, men and women, I can't really just tie it to women, but I often see a lot of women sticking around for things that they have no business staying around for. For instance, they enduring pain, they enduring abuse, they're not getting none of the things that they require. They continue to mention the things that they went out the relationship in hopes that this individual will someday, and that's the key thing, someday, and may not even change.
Yeah.
Right? So they think that sticking around, and they get loyalty misconstrued. That's the thing with people. Loyalty does not compensate for being abused, being mistreated, being unheard, and having your feelings being dismissed, and all these other line of things, and disrespect. Loyalty, that doesn't prove your loyalty because you're sticking around for abuse and things that you haven't been sticking around for. And that'd be the problem. Like, oh well, I'm gonna stick beside them people. Like, if you're one of those type of people, then you have to reevaluate the situation, because when you sticking beside somebody, it's a difference. Not sticking around for BS, not sticking around for being financially abused, mentally abused, physically abused, emotionally abused. Those are not those things to stick beside somebody for. And people get it misconstrued. They think because it's familiar to them, they're going to stick beside them. They afraid of being alone, so they stick around for things that they have no business sticking around for, right? So if you're one of those people that continue to say you want to stick beside somebody, really reevaluate that and look at that, because oftentimes we tend to lose our self-worth. Like, we're not understanding what our self-worth is. We're not realizing what we're worthy of and what we are deserving of, and a lot of the times you have women sticking around in hopes that they're going to get a ring, in hopes that this man will finally say, you know what, I might as well. It's the sympathy thing. Like, nobody wants to sit here and have a sympathy ring placed on something that was already tainted. It's like, what is going to change given the fact that you have a ring? Like, what is that really changing? You know what I'm saying? When this person had all these years to change, and now they're saying, well, shoot, might as well just give her a ring. You feeling sorry? You feeling sorry? It's sad.
No, and I want to be a little bit transparent here, because I don't want it to seem as if we're speaking on things that we have no knowledge on, or that we haven't experienced ourselves. Right? Everybody's tolerance level is different at the end of the day. You have to go through things in order to know what you want and don't want, what you're willing to stand for and not stand for. So when we sit up here and we speak on things, it's from personal experience.
Absolutely.
Right? So even down to, like, you could be in a relationship and yes, been there, done it. You hold on to the hope. You hold on to, dang, let's maybe, just maybe one day he'll get it together. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about my past relationships, not my guy right now. That's my guy.
You feel me?
Not that one. But you know what I mean? But no, I'm speaking past tense, because you go through it and stuff with people, and it's like, damn, like, wow, what the hell was I thinking about?
For that?
You know what I mean? Like, and I know my worth. You know what I mean? And that's not to say people, but certain people want to go on for so long. The values who you are as an individual, right? The more you accept, the more you're willing to take back, the more you're willing to say, okay, if he come in, sometimes it gets to the point where people don't even come in with apology flowers. They don't even say I'm sorry. They'll just start speaking again. And it's like, excuse me, I want to talk about this. Like, things constantly being swept under the rug. Like, no, I'm not acting like we're good, because the thing that just transpired, that we've been going through these past couple days, or these past couple weeks, we never even spoken of. We didn't put it on the table. But I'm supposed to just move forward like it's never happened, right? So the more that you go through things and know your worth, and be like, immediately cut it short. Because if you don't know no better, you're going to continue to do it over and over and over again. But don't sit around as if you do know better and speak as if you're aware, and you still don't do anything about it. And so now that's on you, right? It's one thing for you to say, people would bring it to your attention. I really don't like how he deal with you. Why would he talk to you like that? You know what I mean? That, like, want to roll on him? Like, because we about to jump him real quick because how he's handling you and all the love that I have for you, I want to appreciate how he's dealing with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that put people sometimes in situations where they speaking up for you. And people don't really care to speak up for you because they love you. So, but who wants to do that? You know what I mean? Because now there's friction between either your family members and your spouse or your friends and your spouse because the way that he's handling or she's handling you. Because it's not just one-sided. Women does it to men too. Women sit around bullying and punching down on and belittling and doing nut stuff to these men as well.
Yeah, degrading them.
I don't like that. And it'd be like, please, girl. People don't even really deal with you. Other men never even dealt with you on that level. Like, to take you personal and things like that, or make you feel worthy of anything. And here it is, somebody finally coming along and treating you nice, and you got nerve to try to carry them.
Like they should.
The audacity of you. You ain't even cut. You know what I mean? Like you're not even cut like that. Like, real talk. Like, you ain't even cut like that, but you over here getting all cute with this man and treating him like you that. No,
you ain't that.
We're not doing that one. So yeah. So when we speak about things, it's from personal experience and living and learning through your own traumas and your own mistakes and things like that. Because nobody's perfect. No, we all don't have it figured out. You know what I'm saying? We're speaking from the things that we overcame. Thankfully, you know what I mean. And because that's a good space. Once you're able to get up out that stuff, you're like. I'm like, I feel like they do. Listen,
I'm new and I'm improved.
Listen, what they say, how you doing? Winning. You know what I mean? So like, that's just that. So you feel good. You feel like some layers been peeled up off you. Like you done turned into out this caterpillar to this butterfly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with a feeling. So so people sticking and staying around the things that they shouldn't be in. That's never good.
It's never good.
You know what I mean? You might love somebody, and we all love somebody. You know what I mean? But you gotta be able to let go. What about you? How much do you love you? You know what I mean? You can love somebody all day, but how much do you love you? Because if you really love you, then you're not gonna let them do you like that.
No way.
No. No. So yeah, it's not, and that's that self evaluations that need to be done. Go ahead and break down that list of the pros and the cons of a situation. And take that accountability. I'm saying accountability is so important as a human being because it's so easy to sit and say all day, she did that, he did that, oh this is happening because of this. But what are you contributing to these situations? At the end of the day, you are contributing something here. I know it still sounds good to say it's somebody else, but you are part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now you do have some people that straight out hoes and things and just be out to manipulate, destroy, and use up on people. Yes, you do. And if somebody can be so good to you and do all the right things for you, and you're out with interior motives and things like that, and hidden agendas and all of that, and nobody even sees it coming because it's dressed up in BS.
Oh yeah.
So we have those people too. So yes, it's people out there too that are victims, right? But when you're constantly wanting to be the victim and playing the victim as if you didn't have a role in this thing, that's not cool. So yeah, people just got to be able to, pull away from certain situations and know what you want, know what you need out of life because it passes you by. And as sad as this is, I have to say this, but people are dying at a rate that is just like out of control right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you used to always hear about men being killed. Women is like running like they're in a rat race with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got women that's getting killed too, right? And it's like nothing is promised, nothing is guaranteed in life. So you got to come to a point in your life where you say, you know what? I'm gonna live my life like this. I'm making this conscious decision today to live my life like this. I'm making a conscious decision today to do this. I'm not putting this on hold. I'm not going to get to that tomorrow because that's our favorite. I'm going to do that next week.
Yeah,
I'll do that tomorrow. But there's no guarantee. Like the way we, you just look out at life and there's really no daggone guarantee. And to know that we don't know where we're going, right? Yes, we could either go to paradise or hell. We don't know where we're going, right? We don't know. We can only assume where we're going. We are hopes of where we're going. And to know that you can sit and that much regret, what if I get to the other side and I'm regretting the things that I didn't do, the things I kept putting on hold, you know? So yeah, so it's time take a stance today to say, you know what, this is about me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm going to remove myself from certain things and certain situations so I can be the best version of myself at the end of the day. You feel me?
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you know, you find people like up in age, like 50, 60 years old, and they're just really, you know, soaring and really living their best life based on those circumstances alone, and not really living in their truth. And that's another thing, you know, and we definitely speaking on things that we experienced, and I had to think to myself when I was in my own situation to take accountability on the fact that I stuck around for things that I had no business sticking around for, right? And when we deal with certain things or we accept certain things, and I always say this shows somebody how to deal with you. Like when you continue to tolerate certain behaviors and certain things, people lose respect for you when you continue to keep allowing certain things to happen and go on. You know, people make mistakes and things, but they're gonna look at you like, oh, she ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, she ain't gonna do nothing. You know, and then it puts you in a space where like you're being somebody's fool now. You're being a fool. So now you have to reevaluate yourself, because now you're pouring into things and the person is not even pouring back into you.
Your cup is empty there.
It's empty, it's dry, the well ran dry, like what's happening here. So those type of things are never good, you know? And then sometimes you have people that want to uphold an image and try to put on a facade for everybody else, or they have all the answers for everybody else's, you know, situation, or they got answers for somebody's relationship. They know how this relationship should be. This and their relationship is a circus act
all day long.
You know, and you sitting around here trying to, you know, give people advice that's unwarranted because your situation is not even up to par. And here it is, you're forcing something that doesn't need to be forced just to hold on to a title that you have somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that says a lot about your character when you're holding on to things that you have no business holding on to. Even down to me being engaged, that was the light bulb for me. I'm like, why would I want to be married to an individual like this? It was like a moment of, like, I couldn't even really say that I was even happy, to be really truly honest. It was like I just said yes in order for me to save the embarrassment. To save the embarrassment of the person, and it's sad to say that, but yes, it was like I said yes, you know, to save the embarrassment, and then still holding on to that little hope piece in the back of my mind, hoping that this person, oh, he did this, well, maybe they. No, it was the same thing, and I made a conscious decision to say to myself, I'm not going to sit here and go in a marriage being tainted and not really having value. And, you know, different things to back your marriage. Like you want that strong foundation.
All day long.
You want that foundation to be strong where it can't be broken. Like somebody that's really there for you to really comprehend, listen to you, that accountability piece, and be able to come to your man and say, hey, I didn't like what you did, and not nobody getting defensive, but really looking at themselves and really be like, you know what? I can see how that made you feel at the end of the day. You don't want to be in a relationship where it's misery. You know, because when you forcing stuff, a lot of things you forcing women and men in the places that they don't need to be, and then you look around and wonder why your mate hasn't came home on time, or didn't feel like being there, or he's never home, or oh, I worked late, but did he really work late, or is he really out doing what he say he's doing? Because he don't really want to deal with you on those levels. He's tolerating the situation. And a lot of women, for financial reasons as well, they stick around for financial reasons. They stick around because the person is the breadwinner. They stick around because they feel like it's a benefit by staying financially. But what are all the other benefits surrounding that? Like, you know.
Yeah, that's deep. You know, it's crazy when you said that whole piece about being engaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say for myself that yes, I was guilty of saying, you know what, and still proceeded until a marriage, right? But guess what? That needed to happen for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That showed me patience, right? That taught me to, you know, I'm the type of person that whatever I want it, right? Ain't nobody getting away with what I want. So if that's what I want, I'm going to do it. Even because I'm very good at thinking and you know what I mean. I know the repercussions of things and all the above, right? But I'm such a rebel at heart that even if I know that I'm still going to. If I already had in my mind that I'm going to do it, that's what I'm doing, right? And then I figure out the mess as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Good at that, right? So, but honestly, everybody always say, mom, oh my God, that marriage is a waste of time. No. You have some time been taken from me, of course. But now that I'm out of that marriage and things, and you get to actually see what the lesson was, right?
That part.
It's never a failure or a mistake, it's a lesson. And it's like, damn, when you in it, you don't see the why behind it, right? You don't get the bigger picture because you living in it. You know, you're trying to come up out of it. But once the smoke cleared, and then you see the other situations that you're placed in, you're like, oh, I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this was to teach me patience. This was to teach me discipline. This was to do more structure in areas in my life. And it's like, thank you. I don't dislike you. I don't hate you. I don't want you. But thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And you know, so I don't wear the bitter card about it. Never did because I don't care enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I always speak my truth to it because it shaped me in areas that needed to be shaped that I didn't even know needed to be shaped. How about that, right? When you become more self-aware of yourself, you can be able to look at things outside of yourself, though. Looking at yourself outside of yourself, you're like, damn. Oh, okay. That's what you needed. Go, girl. Now you got it. Good. And it really made me a better person, honestly. It did. Like, I know I'm a solid individual or whatever, but it really, like, added value to who I am as a person, right? So I'm really happy that it happened. And I'm not the type of woman that'll say, oh, I don't want to be married. Oh, yes, the hell I did want to be married, and that's why I was married. Okay? Yeah. And that's why I got done. And yeah, now I'll do it again, because I am.
Yeah.
That's
why I said, listen, it'll be somebody else,
yes.
You know?
Yes, I believe that it's supposed to be a husband and wife.
Yes.
All day long. Is marriage for everybody? No, but it's for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's for me. It got to be the right marriage, though, the right person, though.
Absolutely.
You know, what you're building, what you're pouring into it, what you want out of it. You know what I mean? Those expectations have to vanish. You know what I mean? Like, so it's deeper. Now that I went down the road, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than what people, let's go get the nice little wedding dress and let's go get the reception and get the gifts and invite the people and get on a honeymoon. It's deeper than that. That ain't even, man, that don't even make the ingredients in the cake.
But that's the funny part about marriage. You know, people do all these things to impress the people that's going to see you getting married.
All I wanted to do is hop on a plane.
That's it, and that's all.
That's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to hop on a plane.
Okay.
Take me down to, what's that place on Baltimore Avenue?
Yorkies.
Take me down to Yorkies and hop me on a plane. I'd rather my people come out and we go out of the country
and celebrate, you know?
But you know, I'm not going to be doing that.
Period. That's how that's going to go, you know?
But, just back to what we were speaking to. And oftentimes we even stay in jobs, right? In our careers, right? And it's like, if you're not working towards a bigger goal, why are you still there? The one thing I really dislike is to hear somebody complain all day. So what you gonna do about it? What are you putting in place to fix the situation?
Mm-hmm.
To change the outcome of what you have going on? What are you doing?
Nothing but complaining.
What are you doing? I mean, because it's one thing to be at a job because it's a bigger picture. you're working your way through school. You know why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I get done with this, I'm gonna hop over into this because I stayed, and now I'm reaping the benefits of all my sacrifices. You know what I mean? Things like that. So, and again, this is speaking from personal experience. So yeah, so you gotta be able to know the bigger picture. You gotta know the why behind things. And if it's something that's not for you, leave it. And you might not have all the answers today, but leave it. Figure it out. We good at figuring out life. That's what we do as humans. We figure it out. Get your toolbox out and figure it out. Pull little things. Because when you navigate through life, you're supposed to be adding things to that toolbox because you're going to need it. You don't know when you're going to need it, but you're going to have to go in there for things, right? And then you be like, dang, along the way, you don't know why you're picking up these things and putting it in the toolbox. You just know that it's beneficial, but you don't know where the benefit is going to come in at. So then when you're pulling it out, you're like, dang, oh, this is why I needed this. I didn't know why I put it in there, but now I get it. So yeah, just go ahead and live your life the way you see fit. Like, do what you want. Separate from individuals. Separate from those 5, 10, 15, 20-year relationships, marriages, in hopes that something's going to happen. To be quite honest, maybe never will happen, and I'm sad to break it to you.
Yeah.
Most likely it's not.
It makes you sick to your stomach to see that.
And it's sad. Like, I hate for women and men to hold on to something and in hopes that something's going to happen and it doesn't happen.
And then you look around and it's like you could have been somewhere enjoying the things that you desire versus in hopes of something or potential in somebody, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I just feel like, honestly, when you with somebody that's for you, you're gonna know it.
You're gonna know it. It's right? You're gonna get that feeling, that rush. But it's like certain situations is toward the humble people as well. And I felt like I've been a humble person and I always met people where they at, but I felt like this situation humbled me in a way that I can't even describe. Like, it really allowed me to tailor to that self-awareness piece and really be in tune with self and understanding yourself. And a lot of the times we get into relationships and we don't even know who we are fully. You know yourself, but do you really know who you are?
Yeah, that's funny because a lot of people be in relationships for so long, all day, like they get out one, jump in another one, get out one, jump in another. Never take that time for self, right? To say, you know what? Let me go back to the drawing board. When I was in there, I thought I wanted that, and then I don't.
And I don't.
Get the hell out of here, right?
But you know what inspired me though, and it's funny because me seeing you right, and right like shortly after I'm being engaged, you're freshly married, and I'm looking. And I'm like, hold on, pause. Let me pause for a second. Because I'm not really impulsive, but at the same time, I desired being married as well. But at the same time, I had to really take a step back and really understand. Because I kept telling myself, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I don't know what it is. I'm not happy. What's happening here? And I had to really, that's where the things started rolling for me. And I'm like, hold on. Let me just take a step back and I'm thinking, okay, am I not happy? I'm looking at myself first for the head. And I said, this situation is that's what it is. I'm dealing with somebody that's toxic, okay? Somebody that's not willing to understand me on the levels that I need to be understood on, emotionally, really being able to acknowledge me, my feelings. It was like, do you see me? Like, you're looking at me as if I'm an object.
Like you was invisible.
Right. So that taught me what I'm going to tolerate, what I'm going to deal with, what I'm going to accept, and what I desire as a whole in a relationship, and definitely a friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like, that relationship was like some fake ass shit. I don't know. It was like fake.
No.
To me,
because I'm on the outside looking in. Of course, I know the ins and the outs, but I'm on the outside looking in. And honestly, I can't really say that it was fake. I mean, I can't. I
felt like it was fake as far as.
First of all, because it was a different experience for you, right? So I don't feel like it was fake. I felt like it came to do what it was supposed to do.
Okay.
You understand? Like, I wouldn't take any value from it. Because at the end of the day, your son came up out of it, right? That's a blessing within itself. Yeah. On top of it, you just stated a million things that it showed you that you want and don't want out of life anymore. And then it was moments where y'all were good together. Y'all went out, y'all here, made memories and stuff together. So I don't think that it was a joke or full of crap or anything like that. No, it came and did exactly what it was supposed to do, and that's okay. Like we get into relationships and it doesn't work out the way we think that it's supposed to work out, and it's not. And yes, some people are off into it, whereas the others is more mild mannered, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's that uneven, yoke and things, right? So towards you, listen, I like a more laid back person. I like this, and I don't like argumentative. I don't like this, and so now the characteristics that you're looking for out of an individual, right? Versus saying, what, maybe, or suppressing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't think it was a joke. Do I think that he loved you? Absolutely. Because I had sidebar conversations with him, so yes, I do believe that. Now, do I think that he was for you? Maybe if he had, worked on himself. You know what I'm saying? Like if he did some self work, because at the end of the day, that's all we say. What we go through when we're younger shapes us as adults, right?
Exactly.
So if once he do that self work, then he probably would have been good for not just you but anybody else. But when you don't do that self-work, you're not good for anyone.
And the crazy thing about it is, it's like when you have an individual that constantly say to you and act as if they changed or act as if they worked on self, and the emotional aspect, I just feel like it was not genuine to me when
because he wasn't working on
exactly
himself.
That's what I mean when I say fake, because it was to me, I felt like it wasn't genuine. You know what I'm saying? That's what I call when I say fake, because you weren't really genuine about you stating that you're changing.
So the intentions wasn't pure.
Right. And then you'll show like a little bit of acting like you're changing, but it wasn't for the benefit of the relationship. It was just
to hush you up for the moment.
Exactly. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, that's understandable. And that when you break it down in that way. Yeah, so I just feel like even the people that's watching and listening, they gotta know that it didn't start out bad. Nothing starts out bad.
No.
Right? I mean, you do sometimes have a relationship that's crazy from the get-go, and you just think it's cute and funny, and ain't nothing funny the hell about it, right?
Them red flags they laugh about.
Exactly. So, yes, you do have sometimes situations that start out crazy as all outdoors, but honestly, whatever you in right now, or you got up out of it, you may still be harboring ill will towards. Like, go over and look into it. Like, look over it for your own good, for yourself, because you know what transpired. You was in it, you felt it, you got every emotion from it, and really see what was the lesson in it. Like, don't just write it off like, oh, F him, F her, these people are these kind of people. Yeah, they might have did you dirty or whatever the case may be. No, real talk, right?
Oh,
they probably did, but at the end of the day, don't hold on to that. Because everybody be in different spaces in their life, and it's not your job to always figure it out. You can do your part as their spouse or whatever, but it's not your job to continue, especially if it's tearing down who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the problem's coming at. You're not the mom, you're not their dad, you're not the therapist. You know what I mean? Like, let them go get professional help, or go back to mom or dad and have those conversations that need to be had. Or whoever it is that caused this havoc in their lives.
That's the problem. We go into stuff thinking we can fix people.
And that's not your job. And I know, I'm a social worker, so of course it's hard, it's genuine, it's from the heart. You know what I mean? You're a drug and alcohol counselor, so of course we have let me help, let me fix mentalities. It's just a natural thing. It's not nothing that we could take away from us, but it has to be implemented in the correct ways, right? It can't be used on everybody. Some people you can't help. Some people it's not worth the energy that they would drain up out your soul and your. Stay away from me, please. I can't help you, because if I help you, I'm taking away everything from me, and I'm not willing to do that. And that's those boundaries that you gotta have. That's that. It's not happening.
Can't do it. Sorry.
Maybe I can take Rocky over here to such and such services.
I got some resources. You got the resources, right?
Yes, I have the resources, but as far as I'm not a resource. Now, there's one thing, like I said, and that's what is the importance of dealing with somebody that's your friend, my best friend, right? And because you're able to communicate on levels that has nothing to do with sexual, nothing to do with, anything, but it's really like talking to your significant other, if you were talking to your best friend or something like that. And I'm talking about from a different gender, right? Like same gender type stuff.
Right.
And that right there really like lays down a foundation in which you're trying to build up. And you gotta always know if we're both on the same page. Like, is the goal still the same? Like, are we reaching for the same things? Because oftentimes you get into situations and if people change their mind, but they don't tell you that they changed their mind, but their actions tell you that they changed their mind, right? So no matter what, and some people get accustomed to the routine of saying, "Oh, I love you." When you're hanging up the phone, "I love you." The random "I love yous" let me know that you're still in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now after the routine, all right, I'm about to go ahead and go back into work. "I love you."
It's like
I'm hanging up the phone. "I love you," and they cool too. But those randoms, just because I love you out of nowhere, I wasn't expecting that. "I love you too, baby." You know what I mean? Stuff like, stuff like that. So it's like those randoms, "I love you," or those are randoms, "I appreciate you," or those randoms
on a regular basis.
Like, you still the one for me type stuff. Like, acknowledge, tell the person that you're with that you still love them, you appreciate them. You know what I mean? Don't forget what you wanted in the beginning. And that's what we often tell. We get our vision get blurred from outside things, from just not being able to work things out as adults. You know what I mean? And know that everybody's flawed. We all flawed. I don't give a damn. Even us sitting up here flawed as hell.
Yeah.
No, that's real talk, right? But it's levels to the flaws, right? And it is, because it is one thing to be flawed and be aware of it. And I'm like, dang, I'm working on that. You know what? I wasn't right. Why did I say that? That wasn't cool. I'm sorry about that, really. That's all me right there. Like, so it's different levels to it. But and all in the end, I just feel like this, man. Get out if you can get out. If you want to stick and stay, get to that table. Have those raw conversations. Talk it out with the person that you're with and figure out if we still on the same page. And be ready, prepare yourself ready, because they might come back with something you're not ready for. And tell you that, "You know what, I didn't know how to tell you, but this is not working for me. I know I love you, and that's not to say I don't love you. It's not your fault." That's the favorite line. "It's not you, it's me. But this ain't it." When did you know that? I knew that for a while now. It's been a minute, but I didn't know how to tell you that. I mean, didn't you see me like coming home late? Didn't you see me going to every party in the city? Didn't you see me like doing all these things that I had no business doing? And I thought that you would pick up on these signs, but you overlooked them.
Yeah, didn't I break all the rules that you told me not to?
Yes, and didn't I? And each time I disregarded what you were saying to me, in hopes that you would leave me alone. But now you're forcing my hand. I'm so glad that you came to me, because I didn't know how to tell you. I thought I was telling you without telling you, but you wasn't picking it up. So I'm so glad that you told me. Yeah, we should go our separate ways.
Yeah. And you gotta respect it.
And yes, it's gonna hurt. I mean, especially if you got your hopes up high for things, and that's okay. Nothing lasts forever. The hurt is gonna be okay. Hit up one of your girls or hit up one of your guys and go do whatever it is that you like to do, and you'll be alright. But don't lose yourself in anything. Whether it's your career, your relationships, your friendships, anything. You don't lose yourself in anything at the end of the day. And just get that self-awareness up, do your pros and your cons, and that's just that. And no, you're not a loser. No, none of the above, because something didn't work out. No, you're not. You only become foolish when you keep on going back and knowing what it is. That's when you become your fool. Yeah.
Because you're aware now.
You know better now. Stop it. Especially when you talk like you know better. Then you got to be held accountable for that. And that's just that. It's the holiday. We ain't gonna hold y'all up or nothing like that, because we got our own stuff we trying to do. So this is Nash signing off.
It's signing off.
Bye bye.